Welcome to Football Miami TV. This is Uncle Ed, and I am solo because Peter Brown, guess where Peter Brown is at? Yes, boys and girls, he is in Disney once again. And if you hear that alarm in the background, it's my wife. I think she's got to do something, and she's not even here. So, hope everybody's doing all right. There's a lot to cover. It's incredible that the off season is so exciting because there's so much stuff going on. The MLS Cup was yesterday. I don't know if you guys checked it out. We're going to be talking about that in a bit. But while people start joining, don't forget to leave your comments and say hi to me, and we'll do a little bit of talking. But before we do anything, guys, and while people start joining in, let's go to our sponsors, and we start with Caneswear. Caneswear is located at 2655 South University Drive in Davie, Florida, guys. This is the time of year to go to Caneswear, and if you can't go to Caneswear, go to caneswear.com and get everything that has to do with Inter Miami. The jerseys are, everything's on sale right now. Everything's selling big time. So if you got something to give to your grandma, to your grandpa, to your dog, go to Caneswear. There's Messi shirts everywhere. So I recommend anybody that can't go to the store to go to caneswear.com. Any order over $99 goes free shipping. So go ahead and do that, guys. And the other person that we have to talk about, the other sponsor, is Mia Rodrigues. If you guys want to invest in South Florida, she's the one to go to. She's the GOAT, the greatest of all time in South Florida. Well, I don't know about that, but she's certainly getting there because she is also on TV. She's like famous, guys. She's even doing a casting call for her show, The American Dream. If you have a property that you want, to promote a business, she also does business sales. Go ahead and contact Mia, and she will help you. You can even be on her show, guys. So go ahead and write that number down. Contact Mia at miarodrigues.com, and maybe you'll be on TV. So go ahead and do that, guys. And gosh, guys, where do we start? Let's start here. The impossible is an opinion, said Wilfred Nancy, new champion with the Columbus Crew. You guys check that game out? What do you guys think? I want to say hi to Louis Rodrigues. How you doing, Louis? Thanks for joining us. I know Sports Shorts is also there. How you doing, Sports Shorts? One World, One Goal. How you doing? Guyver is also joining us. I think the wording's a little bit on top of the quote by Wilfred. So exciting for the Columbus Crew. My prediction was for LAFC to win it, but of course, being Columbus Crew being at their home, that's a big factor. You got your people behind you, and once that happened, I thought for sure they were going to pay in LA, but apparently Columbus had more points, and so they got to even though LAFC, I don't know if they came in the second, or maybe I'm wrong. You guys can correct me, but it's crazy that Columbus was able to get there. I believe they were fourth in the table in the East, and so they were up there. I was surprised that they were able to get past Cincinnati, who was like on fire, man. How you doing, Steve Munoz? Yeah, we're gonna get to the salmon colored jersey in a bit. I did download a picture. Who did I steal it off? I think it was Don Cafecito. I stole it off of him, so all credit goes to him. I'll mention him again. He's on Twitter. Go ahead and follow him. But yeah, there was One World One Goal was saying there was a downpour during the game, but all credit to Columbus. They dominated. I think LFC could have done more, and then I think they wanted to do more, but it was too late. They were already down 2 goals. How's it going, Ed Bartra? There you go, Ed Bartra. He's my tocayo, they say in Spanish. So yeah, what do you guys think, man? This is it's pretty impressive that Wilfred was able to bring this team and have them win against LAFC. I think the majority of people thought that LAFC was going to lose. I mean that they were going to win, and that Columbus wasn't going to be able to do it. But once again, if you're playing at home, it is really tough to beat somebody at home. It's not unheard of, but I think the Columbus Crew did everything possible. They held on to the ball, which was I think everybody thought that that was probably going to happen, that they were going to be able to dominate in that sense, to hold the ball because LAFC is more of a counterattacking team. Though they could hold possession if they wanted to, but they basically gave it all away, and it was just a little bit too much. Then I don't know if you guys saw the second goal, hit. Hit and LAFC just couldn't react. When they wanted to react, it was a little too late. Oh, Steve Munoz, you are Don Cafecito, dude. Love everything you do. Yet you do, and yes, I stole the picture from you. So you get all the yeah. You're not Confecito, it's Cafecito. There you go. I'm gonna have to invite you over here to the Football Miami TV Cafe since you're into Cafecito, Steve. But yeah, yeah, we're gonna get to that in a bit. But what are you guys' thoughts? Inter Miami, is off season. There's so much that's going on already. Steve is talking about that jersey, which is terrible. But I'll get to it in a bit. But yeah, that final, I don't know what you guys think. I really thought LAFC was, they didn't want it as bad. They had basically their whole team was there. Vela was a no show. I don't even think Vela will be back. At least they haven't said anything yet. His contract is up this year, so he's a free agent. No idea where he's gonna go if he stays. They might keep him around. He loves LA, so I think it's a big deal. But as far as the new Champions Columbus Crew, I was quite a bit surprised that they were able to win this one, get so far, beating Cincinnati. And that was half a championship right there. The best team in Major League Soccer. They if we played in the English format, they would have been the champions. But nope, it doesn't happen that way over here. We have to have our playoffs American style. So that's the way the cookie crumbles over here in the United States. And how's that for Chucho? He got his goal from penalty. Nagby, good for him. I think he still has enough to play for the U.S. national team. I don't know why he quit the U.S. national team. I guess leaving space for the younger people, trying to dedicate himself more to his local team. Good for him. But yeah, Luis Rodriguez is saying the same thing. He literally thought Cincinnati was going to take the whole thing. But yeah, for some reason, teams sometimes fall apart in the playoffs. That helped Inter Miami in that format that they had for the Leagues Cup. That's why I was thinking if Inter Miami would have made the playoffs, I think we would have been able to squeeze through. Just because, guys, we got Messi, and and the team was performing so well, and it seems like the format of the playoff format is just tailor made for Inter Miami. Of course, that didn't work out with the Open Cup. I think at that point, at the Open Cup, Houston, they really studied us really well. They knew that just to hold us was probably going to be enough, and they were able to beat us. So, but let's see, Guyver saying he was going for the Crew. Since the Inter Miami wasn't there, he's of course supporting the East. Yeah, good for you. Yeah, we should do that. Um, one world, one goal. Also talking. Well, we're going to talk about the shirt in a bit. I don't want to get too forward. If you guys want to talk a little bit more about the MLS final, but it isn't as interesting, to watch the final if it's not your team. I was kind of excited for LAFC. I'm originally born in Los Angeles, so uh, I've got a certain nostalgia. Our first game, Inter Miami's first game, was against LAFC. My nephew is an LAFC fan who lives over there in LA. I took him to the first MLS game, and he enjoyed it immensely. And they ended up beating us, but I got him to hang out with me with the supporters group, so that was a lot of fun. How you doing there, Ash Pretam? How's it going, man? Yeah, we're waiting for the new roster before. Yeah, the new roster rules. What little we were able to hear from the commissioner, Don Garber, it doesn't look like there's going to be a fourth DP. I think that's something that the league needs, to compete with the likes of European teams and especially Saudi Arabia, who right now they're just forking out money left and right. I think for us to be able to compete, we need a fourth. I actually think we need a fifth um, DP position because so we can actually start attracting better players. I know there is talks about um, uh, bringing the salary cap up to like 7 million, something like that, a little bit more than 7 million. And there is talk of about a fourth, but the way that Garber's been talking about it, the commissioner seems to be not pointing that way. But maybe it's a deflection. Maybe he's just trying to throw us off because these people are evil like that. So, what are you guys' thoughts on that? We're going to be touching it in a little bit. So yeah, the MLS Cup final was 2-1 to Columbus over the LAFC. I was surprised. I didn't think that was going to be the end result. I do have a cousin who lives in Columbus, so he must be partying his brains out um, because I know he supports the Columbus crew and all his family does. So good for Columbus. Good for that middle America, I guess you can call it, kind of a middle America, but happy for them because I think it's a good thing. And here's Louis Rodrigues with some rumors. It says Inter Miami are thinking about getting rid of Mota, McVeigh, Christoph, Stefanelli. Supposedly they're out. Mota, I don't know. I think he still had a contract. And one of the reasons why they weren't holding on to Arroyo was because of Mota and his contract. But if there is a somebody that wants, these players, it's a big possibility that they're gone. Christoph probably. I saw him. He was a little. He's a solid player when he can, but his speed just isn't there anymore. He's good in his placement. He did some good games, but the rest was pretty difficult. Mota, he was hurt most of the time. McVeigh was very off. Stefanelli did some good work every now and then, but these are players that they want to make room for better players. So we got to see. There's also talk about Campana going on loan. Maybe Allen also might go on loan to England. Benja might also go on loan. That's Gramaski. Campana, I'm also hearing that he might go. Yeah, he might go on a loan back to Ecuador. I think it's a step back if he goes there. I think even though we're probably going to get Suarez, our best bet is to have him, stay. I don't know if you guys have seen the new Time Athlete of the Year is soccer great Lionel Messi, and that pink jersey's everywhere. We're getting to the jersey, guys, but that last pink jersey was awesome with its collar and everything. Some people criticized it, but I loved it. Wore it a lot. I think it's a jersey that I wore the most. I do have the black jerseys, but it's something that I'm not really that interested in. We'll see. We'll see. Tank is saying the same amount I'm saying. We need depth for 2024. Even if Suarez plays, I don't think Suarez is. He's in conditions to play every game. I think Campana is the obvious choice to stay. I hope they don't make a mistake and have him go and on loan, and then and then we're stuck with a hurt Suarez and there's nobody to occupy that space. That another player that could play that nine position. And we already know that Campana could do it. I think he just needs some more time with um, with Messi so they can start gelling together. But yeah, I think it's a big mistake for them. Luis also talking about Campana. There's rumors of him going to Brazilian club. I heard about Ecuador as well, the Barcelona team. Um, let's. There's still some time before these things happen, but I'm hoping we do get rid of some players, but some of them we need to retain. And there's talk about all these players leaving, but there's potentially 50 games that we have to play next year for all these different tournaments. um, we want to win championships, but it's going to be difficult because there, like I said, too many games. Messi can't play every game. Suarez can't play every game. Same thing with Alba, with all the players. We just don't have space for or they're not supermen. They're not going to be able to keep going. And Tank is saying, yeah, it would be done to just have Suarez and Borgelin. Yeah, I like Borgelin too. He went on loan, and but the few times we were able to see him, he did score a goal or two, if I'm not mistaken. He looked like he had potential. He plays as a number nine as well, but I just don't think he's ready yet to fulfill that position and cover for Suarez. I think, but I do think he's a good player. He's got potential. But yeah, I'd rather keep Campana. I hope they don't make that mistake and get rid of him. But we'll see. Inter Miami, they seem to think they know what they're doing. For the most part, they got us a trophy. Henderson's, I think, has been doing a good job as far as helping to get all these different players moving around. So we'll see. We'll see what develops. Richard Greenberg, how you doing, my friend, up in Toronto? I hope Toronto is also doing what they can to try to win and get good players. They've got a lot of rebuilding to do as well. Uh, Ash is saying that 2024 CONCACAF Champions Cup needs to be a priority. I agree with you because we want to get to the World Club Championship, and that's the way to do it. We've got a berth already as it is because we won the Leagues Cup, so I think that's a big deal. There was also talk about maybe them getting invited to the Conmebol Copa Libertadores. That would be huge. But we're gonna have to see what happens. Tank is saying Tata might view Farias as a false nine. Possibility. Farias is a pretty decent player. Louis is saying Dr. Porcelain would literally say stay with the club because he doesn't have the playing time. Yeah, and I'd be afraid of him being the backup for Suarez because Suarez, he's not going to play every single game, and we need a player that's up to par, and can play at that position when Suarez isn't available because they're going to want to rest him for the big games. Richard Grimberg is saying that Toronto is trying to get rid of their Italian DPs. I don't know how long is their contract. They're still under contract. They're decent players, but why didn't they work out? That's probably going to be one of the difficult things for Toronto, for example, because they got these great, a couple of great Italian players, but they're just, you know, they just couldn't play well together. With the rest of the guys around, they had some potentially good players that had been around with Toronto for a while, and they're just not working out. Francisco Garcia is no Libertadores for 2024. The team and slots have been given, so yeah, that's probably not going to happen for this year, but they're probably going to try to work out for 2025, which will be the time when Messi's getting close to his actual. I don't know if he's going to retire with Inter Miami. I would imagine so. I would hope they'll try to keep him around for that extra year. There is another year option for 2026 for that stadium, and Peter Brown's going to have a video of that stadium coming out soon. At least he said he would, and if he doesn't, I'm going to go out there and check it out. There hasn't been much. I think there've been remediating the grounds a little bit, but yeah, there's still work being done. And now, guys, well, you guys know this pink jersey right here. There was this leak from Foot Headlines, I think, footyheadlines.com. They're always talking about the jerseys. Usually, these guys have the correct image of the jerseys that are coming out. And what are your thoughts about this jersey? First of all, the color's off, and I'm one that believes you should keep the colors that you have and not try to change them around because it just doesn't look good. Um, what are your thoughts, man? Because and also, everything's in the middle. Um, I don't know. I prefer, the Adidas logo to one side, the Inter Miami logo on the other, and then maybe the Royal Caribbean logo in the middle. I think that would be all right. But just the way it looks right there's just too much in the middle, one straight line down, and I'd prefer it not being like that. But well, I don't know. Richard Grimber's also saying the new kit is ugly. Is that the actual kit? These guys are usually on they're spot on as far as the jerseys are concerned. Um, yeah, the rumor of this color, it's a salmon color. It's just not. I'm not happy about it. And from what I've seen on the internet, everybody is just I think I left a comment on Franco Panizo's Twitter feed about my thoughts. It's yeah, the pukey face. But yeah, it just looks terrible, not right? Yeah, and where would the number go? Needs more black details. Yeah, I think so too, man. It just doesn't look that right. I thought they would keep the collar because I always liked it, and maybe the collar would have changed a little bit that image. The way it looks right now, it looks a little plain. I don't know. It just doesn't look good. Again, Richard Greenberg saying, I never liked the middle crest placement. Yeah, it just doesn't look good. Ed Balcher saying, I think it looks awful. Going to stick with the old one. Yeah, man. I mean, gosh, I don't know. I might buy it just for, just because I support my team, but I might keep wearing the same pink that I've been wearing. It's just fine. Okay, go with this design, but the color, guys, it's just not right. I don't like it either. Um, Tank's also saying it looks like the warm up kit, and it's like a reddish sunset pink. I don't know. Not thrilled about it. I wish they would keep the jersey we have already. It says sports shorts. Yeah, man. I mean, at least the color. I like the collar and everything. There were some people that were criticizing that, but I just think that this was okay. And Francisco Garcia, that is not the color. Well, um, Don Cafecito said put this up on his feed. I'm gonna move my picture over a little bit just so you could see it a little bit more. Where did they get this? This is also from the Footy Headlines site, but I stole it from Don Cafecitos. What do you guys think? Is this the actual jersey? Is that a knockoff? What is the deal with that, and how would he get it that so quick? What are your thoughts, guys? If that is a jersey, I don't know. Louis Rodrigues, the stitching I don't like. I saw it hanging a hanging jersey pick in the stitching. That's the same one you probably saw. Tank is saying he'll get the Noche maybe for 2025. I'll get this one maybe as a third jersey. There is going to be a third jersey, guys, but I don't think this is good. This is it. So I don't know. One World One Goal is yes a crop top. Louis Rodriguez says, yeah, that pick, the stitching is bad. Yeah, I think it's just some knockoff that somebody did. Tank is saying it reminds him of the Barcelona jersey a few years back. Yeah, and this year's Inter Miami jersey will always be a classic. The one that they had with the collars, it was kind of a throwback. Beckham came out in his video talking about it, which I agree. Somebody, I think it was Don Capcito, that said on his site that it's like a certain salmon color. I hope it's not the color, guys. As you can see, the guy behind me in the Football Miami TV cafe, that's the color. Look at the difference between that color and the Messi on the left, the one that's on the hanger. Oof, it's just like a sports shirt just saying, "I'm scared if this is the jersey." Yeah, dude, because we're gonna get made fun of big time. It's just like, why change the color, guys? Why? Why? We already had that color. We already had the pink. We had the perfect pink, or we have the perfect pink. It's just, I just, I'm not a believer of them changing the pink color. Black is black. There's nothing, no real variety of blacks, but when it comes to pink, that's more of a salmon color, and I'm just not happy about it. The third jersey, One World One Goal is saying it's rumored to be a Dolphins color, and yeah, with the new shoes, they won't match. With last week we talked about the new shoes that are coming out, and they're basically the same color as a jersey this year. So why in tarnations would they do? Yeah, the color is totally off. Louis is saying, why in tarnations would they get the shoe color for this year's Adidas shoe for the same color of the jersey we have now? And then what? We're gonna buy that, and then we're gonna have that salmon color. We're gonna be, I mean, they're totally different. It's not even gonna match. It's gonna look wrong, guys. So, Oliver M is why. Maybe it should have been like question marks in there too, but he's saying why, why? I don't know why. I like the polo look. You could have the faded black look. I think is saying, yeah, guys. So it doesn't make sense if they. I'm thinking maybe that's not the color. I'm thinking that the color that is the only thing that's off. Maybe that was just an idea. But if the shoes are going to be the pink color of the last jersey, and they're going to change the color, the pink color, to whatever that is, I don't think it's right. I mean, you're going to be clashing. It's going to be different pinks. It's just not right, kids. Just not right. So that's just my opinion on that one, guys. I don't know what to think. What do you guys think? Should that be the color? Should we change the color? I don't know. But yeah, guys, let's move on now. We're going to talk about the preseason. Another preseason has come out. And then everybody's still talking about the jersey. You guys can keep talking about the jersey, but we'll keep talking about that as well if you want. I like how Francisco Garcia is saying the shirt was washed without reading the label. I like that. Oliver M is saying, yeah, it's a fake. Adidas is a regular with designs. Take a look at the national team. I hope you're right. Yeah, and they're laughing at what Francisco said. They washed without the labels. Could be. And One World One Goes also saying that she hopes it's fake. I am hoping that it's fake too, guys, because we don't need that. No, we don't. So let's go on, guys. We'll keep talking about that if you guys keep insisting on the jersey. But preseason, we've got a second game, February 4th, in Hong Kong against the Hong Kong team, Hong Kong Stadium. A lot of Hong Kongs, huh? 2024 preseason, February 4th. It's like an Asian, tour apparently. They're going to start with first, I think it was El Salvador, and I'm going to show up the picture in a few for that. But I think the Saudi thing's probably going to happen. They just probably didn't appreciate that somebody leaked it before time. I mean, if they're already going to Hong Kong, and I think the date was sometime in mid February for the other preseason that supposedly isn't going to happen in Saudi Arabia. There's a lot of money there, guys, and I think that's probably one of the things that Inter Miami need to capitalize on. If these guys want to fork over the bucks and they want to play Inter Miami, why not? Let's do it. one go is saying is we're still talking about the Inter Miami. Um, that this time that's four pinks in 4 years now. Well, the only actual jersey that we had was the collar one. I think there was a pink for training jersey that we had before, and I'm not sure that there may have been some other jerseys around there that the team had given out, but I'm not sure. Um, the background is reddish pink, foreshadowing, says Tank. And yeah, one go is saying, yeah, the Hong Kong is a very wealthy area. Lots of Brits still there, international business people. So it makes sense. Yes, it does make sense, and we jinxed on that one because I think it makes sense. I think what's probably going to happen is um, that we will probably go to Saudi Arabia, and I'm okay with it. They need to make money, and that's the way to go. We got some Spanish going on here. The monkey dances for the money. Yes. And yeah, we that's something that's definitely going to happen. I wonder what the prices are going to be. First game that was announced was the El Salvador versus Inter Miami game. We talked about this in the Spanish show. We talked about this with Peter Brown last week. It's going to be January 19th at 8 p.m. in Estadio Cuscatlán. I was like, what? El Salvador? What in tarnations are we doing? There must be some connection there. There must be some big money involved. Why? Because it just doesn't seem to make too much sense for some reason. At least to me, El Salvador is not that great, of a team for the national team and all. As far as Concacaf is concerned. So maybe they're trying to bring attention to El Salvador. You know, I think that they probably want to be a destination for everybody else, for every other country. I mean, they want to be touristy now. It's a lot safer with the new president that they have over there. It's pretty well known that um, they're doing a lot better as far as security is concerned. So there's got to be some reason why they're going there. I was scratching my head when I first saw that. I know they had proposals from other cities, other teams who are much bigger, but they apparently said no. Tank is asking, do we have time to go to Saudi Arabia as well? Yes, they do. I believe that game was gonna. Those games were like towards uh, middle of February, so they probably try to fix them around going to and to Saudi Arabia or whatever. But another one that they're talking about, River Plate at Dallas. Only one, yeah, for the there's a challenge going over there, so that's the other one that's been talked about. I don't know if they've brought anything else up, but that's something that's going to happen in Dallas. Must be some good money involved. We'll see. A lot of games still going on in South Florida. There's talk about Francisco's talking about Colombia C team and Venezuela under 23 team are almost filling Inter Miami Stadium. Yeah, that's probably going to be a big deal. A lot of Venezuelans around. Venezuela's gotten really a lot better. They've got a great chance at making the World Cup this time around because there's more teams that are going to be in the World Cup. So that's a good thing. Tank is going back and he's talking about the different types of whites that we had. I mean, pink jerseys that we had. So he's talking about the white being the fifth pink, but I don't know about that. Eric Thomas is in the house. Eric, how you doing? You missed a little bit. You're halfway. We're halfway through the show right now, but thanks for showing up. There's still talks about news coming to Dry Pink Stadium. There hasn't been any confirmation. I haven't seen any flyers up yet. But I think what it comes down to is it's all about the dead presidents, guys. Um, we'll see if all those teams, what games actually come up. So yeah, El Salvador versus Inter Miami. The prices. I mean, I wonder how the prices are. If the tickets are expensive for us, um, how is it going to be in these other cities that they're going to be playing at? And we do have this guy right here. He is Claudio Martinez. He put up the prices of what it looks like in El Salvador. Look at that. The general is like the behind this the supporters area or behind the goals. It's going for $225, and we're talking about dollars because El Salvador is dollarized, so they use the U.S. dollar right now all business. So everything's dollarized. 225 is the cheapest ticket, guys. Look at that. And yeah, this is the latest one because it includes, apparently there's a $25 handling fee or something like that, some type of fee. So I think the prices before were a little bit more less expensive, but yeah, imagine that the cheapest tickets at $225. Incredible. And that's in a third world country. Yeah, Francisco's talking about the president Bukele must be behind the game. He can afford to use some government money. Who knows? I don't know. But that's definitely, yeah. He probably wants people to see, he might be behind this. He might be behind this and saying, this is something he probably needs to try to improve, El Salvador's image out there in front of the world, to try to attract more tourism to El Salvador, which was lacking. But now people are saying it's really nice, it's rather safe. So awesome. Very high. One World One Goal is saying, yeah, those prices are high. Very true. And they're high for us. If those were the average prices here, I would never go. Yep. And I agree with you on that. And on that term, guys, support Football Miami TV on Patreon. Guys, I'm selling my kidney just so I can afford to go to these games because these games are crazy, man. These games are, they're really expensive. Or, I saw a report, I think it was on, I forgot, on World Soccer World or something like that they were talking about how these prices are the most expensive prices in the world at this point. Our season tickets are. So that is impressive. Guys, don't forget to go to patreon.com/football Miami TV. Help Uncle Ed not sell his kidney, guys. I don't want to sell my kidney, so help a brother out. I need to go to the football games, to the Inter Miami games, so we need to do this. Otherwise, I'm going to be in that white chair back there getting one of these kidneys taken out. So appreciate anything you guys do to support us, to support Football Miami TV. There's some great people that have already joined our Patreon, and we appreciate your help on that. It helps improve our videos. We're gonna start getting out there. We're gonna start doing some more interviews. Tomorrow, I've got a Spanish show with El Oso, who's supposed to be on the show with me today in English, but he got sick. I don't know what he caught. Hope he'll be on the show with me tomorrow. We're supposed to have a real big guest tomorrow in Spanish. So if you guys know Espanol, he's a big wig. He's a journalist, one of the biggest ones in Latin America. But if Marco isn't feeling good, if El Oso's not feeling good, it might not happen. So we'll definitely let you guys know. And on that note, fellas, and ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, let's talk a little bit more about, yeah. Let's talk about the Copa American. This is they just had the what's it called, the the group. They were trying to get all the groups for the teams and everything, and for the most part, it's already set. Of course, Argentina, Mexico, USA, and Brazil, they were the top teams, los cabezas de serie, as they say in Spanish. Which group do you think is the group of death? And I love that they got this. It's a bigger Copa America. It's going to be here in the United States. The final's going to be here in the draw, guys. Yes, I got it wrong. I think in Spanish sometimes, and I can't and I get confused between my languages. Imagine if I spoke like three or four languages. I'd be like totally confused. I get everything pretty messed up. It's a pretty even draw from what One World One Go was saying. For the most part, USA, Uruguay, Panama, Bolivia in Group C. I think USA is probably up there with Uruguay. Uruguay's just tearing it up in World Cup qualifying. In Group A, Argentina, Peru, Chile, and CONCACAF 5, which I forgot who it was. I think it's between Honduras and Costa Rica. Tougher group. That might be the one. Argentina should be able to get through. Peru and Chile, and I think it's going to be one of the those other teams. They're they're I think Argentina won't have a problem, and it's going to be a toss up between one of those other teams. Group B: Mexico, Ecuador, Venezuela, and Jamaica. Jamaica's they've got a lot of players that play in the Premiership, so their levels up there. They already qualified, so they're always pretty good. They're tall, big guys. Venezuela, like I said, they're doing a lot better. Ecuador's got one of the youngest teams, and they probably have the best future out there. I would say Ecuador's probably above Mexico right now. So Mexico might not make it. Their team is just I don't know what is up with the Mexican team, but they just haven't been able to their youth isn't that great. Their system, there's something is breaking down. What is up with Mexico? They're not the powerhouse that they used to be. They're still strong enough to qualify for this tournament though. So they're never out. I think Ecuador's probably going to go through, and maybe Venezuela, Jamaica, Mexico. They've got a chance, but those are the teams I'm probably going to go for. Ecuador and Venezuela will probably go through. I kind of jumped through things that I talked about Group C before with the United States, where they have a chance. I think because USA and Uruguay will definitely have a better chance over Panama and Bolivia. I think they're just about um, under the rest, under USA and Uruguay. Uruguay's probably the number one team. Look, Tank is saying he wanted Bielsa to be the coach instead of Berhalter. Yeah, dude, I'm with you. I'm not a Berhalter lover. No, he's just got no business being back with the U.S. national team, especially after that fiasco that he went through with Reina. That should have just he was out. I don't know what the love who brought him back. Who was the brilliant guy in the U.S. Soccer Federation who thought that was a great idea to bring this guy back. I think he's just with the talent the United States has right now. They have young, incredibly young players. One of the youngest teams in the world at this point. Right up there with Ecuador. I think USA is probably the youngest, in Ecuador in the world, at least for the last World Cup. Um, and yeah, Berhalter shouldn't have been there. I think he shouldn't be our coach. Unfortunately, we might have to suffer in this tournament so that they finally get him out. I just don't think I think he needs a little more training or a little more experience before they brought him in. I think they brought him in too early. Um, and look, this is what I'm talking about. Greg Berhalter is equal to Phil Neville. Sorry, I had to say it. It's true. I agree with you, and I think you're totally spot on, Tank. Um, Berhalter is, definitely a Phil Neville in the sense that he just didn't have the experience yet to be ahead of the U.S. national team. If Bielsa, like you mentioned earlier, would have been the coach for the United States, I think the outcome in the World Cup would have been different. We would have been up there because I think we have the potential. We still have the potential, but I just don't think that Berhalter is the guy to bring out the best in all the players that we have. We got so many great players in the United States right now, and it's just we need to get rid of them. When World One Go is saying we need Jesse Marsh to replace Greg Berhalter, I agree. He's definitely a step up. But I think we're in a level where we definitely need a big time coach. I don't know if the U.S. Soccer Federation was just trying to save money, going back after Berhalter. Supposedly the guys in the players like him, but one thing is to like him, and one thing is to have a team a coach that's going to make a difference. Man, we've got the potential of being a World Cup winning team right now with these young guys, and it's not going to happen under Berhalter. I mean, I hope I'm wrong, but it's just not going to happen. Tank is saying nepotism. I don't know. Your bro would probably know, and I'm gonna have to get Franco on the show just to see, where it goes. Guyver, yeah, he's all about the reggae boys. I think they got a chance, man. I think they do have a chance in Group B. Mexico's just bad. Venezuela's getting better, but I don't think they're. Well, they might be a step up or Mexico's level, and Jamaica's just, they got some monster players that play really well. So if they can make that thing, if they can make that team work, they might have a chance to advance. Well, we're gonna get to see, I guess. Let's move on to Group D, which is the only group I haven't touched. For the most part, I think it's I believe Trinidad and Tobago, and I forgot what the other team is that's playing for that extra spot. It's going to be Brazil, Colombia, Paraguay. I think those guys, the South American teams, are going to be a lot stronger. Brazil for sure, even though Brazil is not the same team. Neymar is out. Brazil has just been, at least in World Cup qualifying, they have never seen them this bad in a very long time. So will they make the World Cup? I think they've got enough, to make the World Cup, but they're not the destructive team that they've been before. Brazil is also like Mexico. They're going through a crisis, so we'll see. And Francisco saying, is it Costa Rica, Honduras? I'm not sure. I know it's one or the other, but still, I still believe, Brazil, Colombia, Paraguay, they could still come above. I think Colombia and Brazil will probably be the ones to advance. One World, One Goal is saying Colombia should win the group. Maybe they will. I guess we're going to find out. I know she's got a little bias towards Colombia. And Guyver just questioning the whole thing. What do you guys think, man? The main candidate is I think is Argentina to win the whole thing. I think that's what everybody hopes for because everybody just wants Messi to keep winning. Louis Rodrigues is saying Brazil depends too much on Neymar. I agree. They do depend on him too much, and without him, it just seems like they're so much weaker, and they just can't play as well. I think he's definitely the one that keeps that team going. And yeah, look at that. I would love if Brazil missed the cup, says the Italian, still bitter over the penalty kick final loss. That was a long time ago, one world, one goal. I mean, I think you should get over that one. It's a long time. Sergio Rivera is saying the draw was made for Argentina. Yeah, I think it's very accessible. Peru and Chile aren't that tough, and whoever the CONCACAF fifth team is, I think they don't have much of a chance against Argentina, especially with Messi. Wow, it's just tough. Argentina won't face Uruguay or Brazil or Colombia until the final, which is, well, those teams are probably the candidates to make the final, and everything's been kind of tailor made so that Argentina won't, play against some of the tougher teams in South America. So I don't know. We'll see. Guyver saying if Jamaica can stay consistent, Brazil has the talent, but it seems something is missing. Totally agree. As I said before, Brazil is just not as good as they used to. So, what do you guys think about all this? About the World Cup. About the Copa America. There's Captain Copa America. That's the guy, the mascot of this cup. What do you guys think about the mascot? Mexico would buy their way in. Yeah, Mexico, yeah, they've got a lot of money. One World, One Goal is also agreeing. Yes, this is a very nice draw for Messi and company. We'll see. We'll definitely see. Tony AX, hey, how's it going, man? I think Uruguay will beat Argentina and win this, and Lionel Messi will quit and retire after the tournament. He will probably, if they win, I would think he would probably retire from the national team after that. Even though he said repeatedly that if they call him up for the World Cup, that will be in the United States in, what is it, 2026, he would he would go. I wouldn't blame him. I think even if they have him on the bench, it would be great. But I don't know, man. He'll be the one to know if he's ready to go or not. Tony's also saying that Di Maria has already announced he's retiring. Could be at the end for Otamendi as well. Otamendi's also up there in the age. I would have loved for Otamendi to come to Inter Miami. We need some tough players like him. Tank is saying the mascot looks like the '98 mascot from France. I agree. Just change the colors a little bit. It's the same you know rooster or whatever that they have for had for France. And when one go is saying it's a wonderful but weird problem for Messi to go out on top or to keep going. I would imagine it's probably better if he goes out with Argentina winning the Copa America, because I don't know if they're gonna be able to win the World Cup. That's gonna be much more different. I'd rather go out on top. Argentina will be able to make back-to-back championships. You referring to the Copa America or for the World Cup? World Cup, I think it's gonna be more difficult. Copa America is doable. I think everything's lined up right now, um, so that so that Messi could get another trophy for Argentina, could win another championship. One World is saying, and she would love for Di Maria to come to Miami. I agree as well. I think we would totally dominate. We'd have ball possession, but our problem is still the defense. What are we gonna do, Chris Henderson? You know, are we gonna be able to get some defenders? We That's our weakness right now, and we haven't heard any mention of any defenders at this point. It's very important. I mean, we're going to be scoring tons of goals. Suarez comes in. Hopefully, we won't get rid of Campana because I think he's necessary. I think he's going to score goals that Suarez won't be able to, especially if Suarez gets hurt. We've got Campana. I think it's a good backup. Please keep him, guys. Somebody in the front office, somebody, please keep the guy because he's already, Peter's going to be really upset because he's got a Campana jersey with the number 9 on it. And he's wondering if Suarez is going to ask for the number 9. I think what's probably going to happen is that Campana will probably give him the number 9 because, it's Suarez. But I would love if Suarez would say, like, no, I'll take the 99 or something. If he just says, gives a chance to the younger players so he can, start showing off. I don't know. Tank is saying, how is Yedlin still on the team? That is a great question because I have no idea how Yedlin is still on the team. No idea. Because, I see him as too old. He's not as fast as he used to be, unless they bring him up to the midfield, which might be an option for him because I think he's still got enough. But coming back from the back as as a right back, I think is not going to work for him. He's just not the quick player that he was before. So let me just bring this up a little bit. Oh, not that one. This one right here. So yeah, I don't know what the deal is with Inter Miami and all that, and I screwed something up. There we go. There we go. We'll bring that up a little bit. Trying to fix the. There we go. I made it small for some reason. Usually Peter Brown's the one that does, but I definitely want to show what everybody's talking about right now. Francisco Garcia is asking what happened with the DPs. If you guys haven't heard, if you didn't see the MLS Cup final, I mentioned this earlier during the show. Don Garber kind of said that wasn't going to happen, or at least implied that the fourth DP is probably not going to happen. I think it's a mistake. I think we actually need 5 DPs so we can compete with other leagues. See, one where one go is saying Francisco holding to 3 DPs, no DP allowed for a vote on the 14th. Just voting for increased overall cash budget. I don't think it's enough. I think it's time for a fifth DP. Um, and Tank is just talking about Yedlin. He's not a lover of Yedlin lately. And I like that. Roberto for Tony X is talking about Roberto for Yedlin. Louis saying, I have a feeling Chris will come through. Just got to give him time. We got a lot of time. I mean, everything just ended right now. So the MLS season just ended. So he's saying play Harvey Neville. He has potential. Yeah, I think Harvey, give the guy a chance. He's still on the team. Tata must have seen something good in him. I think he's still under contract. So well, we'll see. We'll see. Sui Maui, how you doing, my friend? Did you know sometimes Messi looks so frustrating because the teammates are doing poor performance? That is it. The teams have picked up their performance, you know, and they're gonna get apparently more good players. We're gonna have a DP spot open because apparently Suarez is coming in is not a DP. He's coming in as a TAM player, so there will be space for another DP. Even if we do give Campana away as a loan, I think he still counts um, as a um, as a DP unless he brought him down. I'm a little off, but we're gonna get to it on the next show. We'll definitely talk about it. Tomorrow is the trading window opens for MLS itself, so there might be a lot of trading going on. I know there's a lot of interest for a lot of our players in other teams, so we're gonna definitely see a lot of movement going on. We'll see. And Tank's talking to Louis about the super young. We need young players. I agree. And yeah, we had a mix of injuries. Inter Miami had a lot of injuries and stuff that didn't help us out. And here's the going back and forth talking. I love how everybody just goes back and forth in the chat and is talking about all the different possibilities right now. There's a lot of information is going to be going out. These are exciting times when the season ends and there's a possibility of these players coming or this player, moving and all that. So it's definitely going to be an exciting time to see what happens for Inter Miami. And guys, thank you so much for following us and a little transition. There we go. And just wanted to show that ugly jersey again. What do you guys think, guys? Is that going to be our jersey, or is it going to be the guy right behind me? Are we going to keep that color? I hope we keep that color because even the shoes, the new Adidas shoes that came out, are that color. That color. So, Inter Miami, stop doing all that craziness. Don't give us that ugly salmon color. And this and yeah, I don't like the whole all the logos down the middle. I think that's totally out of place. So on that note, boys and girls, don't forget to go to Caneswear. Caneswear is a place to go for all your Inter Miami jerseys, hats, balls, everything that you want. Go to caneswear.com and get all your Inter Miami gear. It's a lot cheaper than going to the stadium. Take it from me. I get most of my stuff with them. And don't forget to also support Mia Rodrigues. She is the GOAT of realtors. And if you contact her, there's a possibility that your property, business, home could be on her show, our TV show. So go ahead and do that. Guys, don't forget to join us tomorrow for Futbol Miami TV in Spanish. I will be talking basically most of the stuff that we have here about the MLS Championship and a couple more things that I'm going to start thinking in. We might have a really big guest, so looking forward to that. Let's hope that Marquito recuperates from his injury, or it's more of his sickness. He's a little under the weather today, so hopefully he'll be back tomorrow. If not, I will still be having the show tomorrow at 9 p.m. ish in Espanol. So, if you want some more of this Inter Miami talk, we're definitely gonna have it tomorrow. So guys, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Send this out to your friends. Let them know about Futbol Miami TV. Go check all of our videos out. We've got a lot of food videos, everything that Messi likes, the mate, the stadium, progress at the stadium. Check out those videos. Check out Futbol Miami TV. Guys, thanks a lot for joining us, and I will see you mañana.